Hey, this is Pranav here. It's 1:48 p.m. on a Sunday as I'm rushing to complete this deliverable because I was supposed to do it this week. In the previous parts of this series, you have seen how I have been wrestling with a few questions. If you have not seen the previous parts, please do watch it so that they don't really have to, keep playing the algorithm games. They don't have to dance on TikTok and put on more Instagram stories and worry about their LinkedIn hook. So far we looked at the problems of my audience. We looked at my unique perspective. We also looked at a few things that a few stop start statements in the previous videos. Something that I've learned from Jia Kunzo that okay, stop doing dash, start doing dash. And so as I was wrestling with this, shout out to my friend Sattar who also helped me brainstorm through this because let me tell you, it's hard to do it when you're doing it for your own work because you're too close to see it and there's like a lot of mess inside your head. So you do need an external perspective. So what I've done today is that I have crystallized and I have like prepared a manifesto. And I think this is good work. And I think I feel good about this simply because now I know what story to tell. This manifesto may not go live as it is, but it will inform, let's say, if I go on a podcast episode, it will inform, let's say, my LinkedIn post, it will inform my sales page copy, etc. Because now, like, I have this complete Bible, which is which holds or which conveys the core principles that I believe in. Okay, so let me just read through it. Okay, so it starts with the shared goal. As soloists, we want to build authority through quality content. We focus obsessively on sharing our expertise. We create educational posts, informative articles. We pack our content with value, insights, actionable advice. We spend hours perfecting our arguments, simplifying complex concepts, and demonstrating our depth of knowledge. This is still within the realm of status quo. So after the goal comes the status quo. That okay, like if this is the goal, how are we usually trying to approach it? And I hope you all agree with it because I have done it. I have seen my clients do it. That we want to convey that okay, we are experts. We want to convey that we know our domain. That I am good at X or I am the best at X. Perhaps that's what we try to convey. But often it feels like shouting into the void. Despite our best efforts, our content doesn't resonate. There's very little reach, little engagement, and no meaningful feedback, just silence. And so what do? We try harder, we get smarter. So now again, I've shifted to the status quo. And so what do? We try harder, we get smarter, we shift our focus to how we deliver our message, we tweak, polish, optimize. We craft catcher hooks, study best practices, and format our content to match platform expectations. We learn the rules of every platform. So again, I'm talking about the status quo here. And then now I come to this part, which is the worst part, where I try to bring out a villain which catches them by surprise. I am trying to give a perspective which my audience doesn't yet know because this problem they are aware of. But the thing that I want to say or I'm going to say next, I'm hoping that it catches them by surprise. It gives them this feeling of, oh, I hadn't quite thought about it this way. In our desperate pursuit of attention, we started in our desperate pursuit of attention, we start adopting best practices, tactics that don't align with our voice. We borrow LinkedIn templates, etc. But it feels forced and inauthentic, like we have lost ourselves. In dumping down our content to get noticed, our essence gets stripped away. Without this essence, the what, our expertise and knowledge becomes diluted. The how, our delivery methods and formats become generic. We have been operating under the false assumption that our success depends primarily on perfecting our message and its delivery. This belief that just standing out is just about what and how is precisely what is keeping us trapped. Okay, so now here is where I introduce the villain that hey, it's not just about your expertise or what you want to say. It's not just about how you are saying it, like those fancy LinkedIn hooks, etc. It's really about something else. But we can all agree that our unique perspective sets us apart. It's our unique lens. So this is one part which I feel still is a little weak. I think, and I'm not yet sure. Might need to revisit this because I feel this transition is a little bit jarring. But let's see. It's our unique lens. Okay, there's a typo here. So it's a unique lens that sparks those aha moments for our clients. It's the secret sauce that fuels our business and success. Yet somehow, in the chaos of content creation, we have lost sight of this fundamental truth. The experts we most admire don't follow formulas or chase algorithms. They're not about hashtags or hooks. We like them because they have a unique point of view. Only when the now this is the one liner that I'm playing with. Before I go to the one liner, I feel like as I'm reading this, I immediately understand that maybe there is, maybe I could enhance it by having more, including more examples here, like, pointing to specific people, if at all that carries more weightage or adds value to my argument. So that's just food for thought for me. Now, this is a temporary one liner. This, like, and this one liner is just like a fun thing. It may not appear on my homepage copy, but it's something that I might say, or it's something like a lens through which I'm going to view all my work, right? So only when the who shapes the what, our content becomes remarkable. The path forward isn't about perfecting your content strategy, it's about leaning into your unique perspective. It's about digging deep to find the change you want to make, the message that sets you apart. When you speak from your authentic point of view, you naturally stand out because no one else sees the world exactly as you do. Okay, and then I work with Claude, my AI, and I've just brainstorming with this model that, okay, like, you don't see the who, what you see is like the delivery method, the how a particular LinkedIn post has been written, how a particular YouTube video appears, but there is a lot of perspective that goes behind it. It first starts with the unique perspective, the who, which you don't see. It's like the iceberg, it's hidden, which sort of shapes the what. That, okay, now I know what my perspective is, what my unique point of view is. Now I can shape what I actually want to say. And now when I know what I actually want to say, I can tweak my how depending on the context, depending on the platform. So you can see how the who is impacting both what and subsequently the how. Like I said, I'm like playing with these two one-liners. There could be more. Honestly, the one-liner doesn't matter so much right now. It's like I said, something that just is just like a lens, right? So there is the who. There is the first one is that the who transforms the what, and the second one is when the who shapes the what, your content becomes remarkable. There is one weak point here. I think there is still, like, something that needs to be tightened up, which is that when I actually make the case that, okay, that is the unique perspective, maybe there is not enough justification as to why that unique perspective actually creates impact, or why that unique perspective actually creates value, or what about that unique perspective makes us resonate with our audience a lot more. So when we think of, let's say, Seth Godin or a Simon Sinek, what is it about the unique perspective which really, uh, gives the aha moment to the audience? So I cannot go in depth into this perhaps, but maybe I can touch upon it a little bit. So that's again the second note to self for me. Okay, so what's next for me? Like I said, maybe some tiny tweaks here and there is what I will do. Then the other thing is the examples are missing, so maybe I'll add examples of people, some case studies or stories of people to make my argument stronger below all of this. And there is still the missing connection between what I have actually said so far and the actual big idea service that I offer. I may or may not record the next video. This could very well be the culmination, but hey, I don't know. I'll take that decision as I go ahead. But even if I decide to stop here, I hope this has been helpful to just give you a sneak peek into how I am thinking and how messy this is, how hard this is. And I hope you can also see how effective or helpful this is going to be to me, because now this clarifies my thought. This gives me like a foundation to build my next talk, go to a podcast, or write my sales page. So that's pretty much it. Thank you.